Before humans invented language, they were already building tools, hunting in groups, raising children, and surviving predators. Which creates a strange question. If nobody had words yet, what exactly was happening inside their minds? Because for most of human history, your ancestors lived in complete silence. No names, no conversations, no stories. And somehow, they still became human. The oldest known writing system is only about 5,000 years old. Agriculture began roughly 10,000 years ago, but Homo sapiens have existed for around 300,000 years, which means that for at least 290,000 years, humans lived without civilization, without books, without recorded history, and for a large portion of that time without anything we would recognize as true language. And yet those silent humans crossed continents. They survived ice ages. They hunted animals larger than cars. They buried their dead. They made art. Something intelligent was already happening inside their minds long before words existed. But understanding what that experience felt like is almost impossible for modern humans. Because language doesn't just help you communicate, it shapes thought itself. Right now, as you listen to this, there's probably a voice inside your head, a constant stream of words narrating your life. Psychologists call this inner speech. And most humans experience it almost continuously. You use language to remember the past, to imagine the future, to organize emotions, to explain yourself to yourself. But what happens when that voice doesn't exist yet? In the 1930s, Soviet psychologist Lev Vygotsky proposed something radical. He believed human thought and language are deeply connected. Children first learn language socially, speaking outwardly to others. Then, eventually, that speech turns inward. The voice in your head begins as conversation, which raises a disturbing possibility. Before language existed, humans may have experienced consciousness in a fundamentally different way. Not quieter, different. In modern neuroscience, researchers studying people born deaf without access to formal sign language discovered something fascinating. These individuals could still solve problems, recognize patterns, understand cause and effect, and navigate the world intelligently. But many struggled with abstract concepts tied heavily to language. Things like precise time, hypothetical reasoning, or organizing complex narratives about themselves. Language wasn't creating intelligence, but it was changing its structure. And ancient humans may have existed in that strange boundary state for thousands of generations. Intelligent enough to survive, not yet symbolic enough to fully explain reality to themselves. So what did thinking actually look like before words? The answer was probably images, emotions, instinct, spatial memory, physical sensation. If you've ever had a dream before the inner voice fully activates, you know the feeling. Things happen. You understand them somehow. But not through sentences. Your ancestors likely experienced large parts of reality this way. Anthropologists studying modern hunter-gatherer groups have found that tracking animals often relies on forms of awareness people struggle to verbalize. Hunters notice disturbed grass, broken branches, subtle footprints, distant sounds, and body intuition all at once. They often know where an animal went before they can consciously explain why. The brain evolved to recognize patterns long before it evolved to describe them. And for early humans, survival depended on that nonverbal intelligence. But eventually, something changed. Around 100,000 to 70,000 years ago,